How do all, and welcome back to Immersion Gaming. Right, sorry, it's really warm in this flat at the moment. I'm sweating my ass off. Right, so if you've watched the last video that I did, you'll see that we've had just under a week's break again, because I've been waiting for the new graphics card to arrive, which I've just put in my PC. I've spent the last nearly 2 days, meaning today and yesterday, trying to get it all like boxed in how I want it and stuff, you know, get all the settings done and get it all to place. I've been trying to tune my driving sim as well, because I've got a driving sim that I use in VR. So I've got the wheel and pedals and gear stick and everything, and the seat, the cockpit. But I do it in VR, not on my screen, so that I'm actually in the car, you know what I mean? There's a lot of settings that you have to get right when doing that, because when you're playing any game in VR through your PC, it's twice the load on your PC, because it's having to render it twice, once for each eye, obviously to get the stereoscopic 3D. So it's not like when you have a multi-monitor setup, because that's just mirroring the image onto each monitor. That's different. This is actually having to stream two separate streams. So it's like two people playing a game separately off of one PC. You know, if I were playing the game and then I were plugged in another monitor where someone else were playing the game separately, that's what it'd be like. So the computer's having to stream it twice. So these games are already like hard for the computer to do when it's doing once, you know, when I've got all the settings on high and everything. So to do it twice, you're putting a lot of strain on your computer, and that's what VR is. So anything you're having to play in VR, it's having to stream twice. So to tune all that in and get the settings just right so it runs smooth but looks good. And also, not only that, if the frame rate's high when you're playing in VR, it makes you sick, makes you feel sick. You get like motion sickness. So if you sat for a long time, especially when you're playing driving games, because you can be in races for a long time, you know, for hours on end. So if you start dropping in frame rates and that, it can really start making you feel, it's like travel sickness. It's crazy. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is it all has to be right, and you have to tune it all in so that you're getting a decent enough frame rate, but with so it looks decent. You know, you don't want it to look crap, otherwise what's the point? So yeah, and on top of that, and then I've got my wheel, my pedals and my gearbox and everything that all has to work together at the same time as my VR as well. So yeah, it's a lot to mess around with to get it all working nicely, but when it does work, it's nice, you know, because you're sat in the car, you've got your gearbox and everything, and you can have a proper race. I've got it on proper simulation mode, not an arcade mode. So when I'm driving, it's like driving a real car. The car will react exactly as the cars would in real life. And that's how I like it, because that's the whole point of having a simulator. You know, I won't be going this far to have a simulator if I just wanted to play arcade games, driving games, I mean. So yeah, anyway, that's what I've been doing for the past few days. So I think I'm pretty much there now with how I've set it up and how I want it to play. So I've decided on what game I'm going to play next. It wasn't the game I originally had in mind to play next, but it's one that's been on my PC for quite a while, and it's taking up a lot of space because it's quite a big game. So I want it to be played so I can finally once and for all get rid of it off my PC and free up that space. Because this game I was originally playing on YouTube when I first started the YouTube channel, and this was one of the games I was playing on there, and I actually got halfway through it, and then when I stopped doing YouTube altogether, I stopped for a few months because I just didn't have the time to do it anymore the way that I was doing it when I was just doing it on YouTube, because at that point it was taking me like 3 days for every video, and I just didn't have that type of time because I'm trying to do my own thing with the laptops and stuff as well. So yeah, I just didn't have the time to do it anymore. So halfway through that game I stopped, and I never finished the game because I just couldn't carry on doing it the way I'd done the first half of it, and I didn't just want to stop halfway through and then start doing it the new way as I'm doing it now. So yeah, I just deleted the game altogether. But the game itself was still on my PC, and it still is to this day. So I've decided to play that now, get that done and over with, and then I can get it off my PC, and then we can go on to the game that I had planned originally to play next. So that game is The Last of Us Part 1. Now, there's a reason why I'm so adamant of putting this game on the channel, because by me putting it on the channel means I'm going to have to play it again, and I don't usually play games again so soon after already playing them, because I don't see the point of that. When there's been a good few year gap, then yeah, I'll play it, you know, but not this soon after playing it. But like I said, it's on my PC, it's all set up ready to go, so I don't want to like uninstall it and then a few years down the line reinstall it all again and say, oh look, I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to play it now again and put it on the channel. But the plus point of me playing it now is that it's already been played and clocked, so you can now play it what they call New Game Plus, which means when you're playing it for the second time, which gives you all sorts of unlocks that you can do. And one of them unlocks is I can give myself unlimited ammo and unlimited resources. Now, the reason for that, again, I don't usually use cheats in games or like that. I like to complete the game as it is. I don't see the point in cheats, because then you're not actually clocking the game. You're just cheating. Hence the name cheats. But the thing is with this game, right, it is one of the best storylines ever made in a computer game. It is absolutely brilliant. It is so well made, so well written, and the whole feeling, especially the new release of it, the whole feeling of it is just immense. It's an absolutely fantastic game. It goes down in one of the all-time greatest games ever made, in my opinion. So I just had to have it on the channel. Now, the problem with this game is that, as well as having a great story, which would be perfect for this channel because this is a story-based games channel, it also has a lot of extra stuff in that make the game a lot bigger. So you have to collect resources, you have to collect materials so that you can, so you can make like shivs, and you can make medipacks, and you've also to collect all your ammo for your guns and things like that. Now, all that, where you're having to look around everywhere for all these materials and all these collectibles, adds so much extra time to the game. It's unbelievable. And plus, it's not as good watching when you're just having to watch someone constantly just run around and search every cupboard and do. It gets boring. So my thinking was to put it on the channel so that you still get to see the story and you still get to enjoy how awesome this story really is. It's that awesome that they've actually made a TV series about it. So all of you that have heard of The Last of Us TV series, this game is what started it. So yeah, it's that awesome that I had to put it on for you. So this was the only way I could do that, by putting unlimited ammo on and unlimited materials, crafting materials, means that I no longer have to search for them all and stuff. I can just stick to the storyline and get through the game in a more timely manner without it being 40 hours long or something like that, you know, because that's what it was like last time. Last time when I did it on YouTube, before I had that break, I was on something like part 19 and I was only halfway through the game. Do you know what I mean? So, and not only then, back then I used to do 2 of every video, and they were in 4K. So I can't even, this is why we're taking 3 days per video, because in 4K, the file size is, just for an hour-long video, because I was doing it in hour-long videos then, the file size just for an hour-long video in 4K, you're talking 200-300 gigabyte. And I was doing it twice. I was doing one with commentary and one without commentary. So yeah, that's why we're taking me 3 days per part, you know, per video. And I just did not have that time to be spending 3 days solid on per upload. I just couldn't do that. And that was why I ended up stopping for a few months to reevaluate the whole situation. So yeah, so now I'm just doing it in 1080p because that's good enough to watch any game. It doesn't have to be 4K, you know what I mean? So 1080p is enough to enjoy a game. People watch 4K films, people watch 1080p films, don't they? They watch 1080p TV, so there's no reason why it needs to be in 4K. And so that means it's a lot smaller in size for me to manage. It doesn't take like 9 hours to export from when I'm editing it and stuff like that, because it's not such a massive file size. So it speeds everything up, basically, is what I'm saying. And with me now having the ability to, like I say, to not have to go searching for ammo and materials and all the rest of it, I can just stick to the storyline. When they say, right, we need to go to so-and-so place, I can just go to so-and-so place. I don't have to first go looking for everything that I need to then go to so-and-so place, do you know what I mean? So it'll just streamline it. So yeah, that's the idea anyway. So anyway, a bit about the game. So The Last of Us Part 1, there's now a Part 2, but it's only just come out on the PS5. It's not out for PC and stuff yet. So Part 1, Last of Us Part 1 came out in 2013 originally on the PS4. Or it might have been the PS3, I can't remember, to be honest. It's a long time ago now, 2013, it's like 10 years ago, 11 years ago now. So yeah, it originally came out in 2013. It was then re-released in 2014 as a remaster for that might have been for the PS4 or the PS5, I can't remember. But when it came out a year later as a remaster anyway. Which all they've done really to that is just revamp some of the graphics, you know, make it look a little bit better and stuff like that. But really there wasn't much. You couldn't really tell between the two from the 2013 to the 2014 release. Much of a difference really. It was just slight, you know, slight details. So then moving on now to 2022, 2 years ago, they re-released it. This wasn't just a remaster, they completely remade the game, but in a modern PS5 engine, you know, just completely redone it basically. It were all the same story and the same characters and the same, everything was the same, the whole engine of the game was the same, but they just completely ripped all the graphics out, put all new graphics in and made everything look better. And I'll show you a few examples over here. Look, so you've got a couple of examples of how the world looks different. You know, you can see when you look at the backgrounds and the skyscrapers and all the growths on the buildings, you know, like where nature's reclaimed, started reclaiming the cities and stuff like that, because this is like a long time after the apocalyptic event happened. And so obviously nature's reclaimed everything. You got trees growing out of buildings and skyscrapers, and all roads and paths and that are all covered in trees and grass that now. So yeah, there's a lot more of that in the new version. You can see it on the skyscrapers and stuff, because obviously back in the 2013 and 2014 they were limited to how much they could actually put on the screen, because they were limited in what the processor could process, the GPU. Now they can put a lot more detail in because the graphics chip can process all that extra detail. That's why they completely remade it, because they couldn't just touch it up. There was so much more they were able to do by just completely remaking it. You can see the difference of how Joel looks, how Ellie looks, and how Tess looks from then and now. You can see the detail in the characters. To be honest, if you look at Ellie, they look completely different. It's the same character, the same girl, but you just look at her face, she looks a lot more human, a lot more real in the new version. So yeah, it was, well, that's, in a way, I mean, I were a bit sour from 2014 up until 2022 that I wasn't able to play it because I didn't have a PS, because I'm a PC gamer. So I was a bit annoyed, a bit like I am when they bring GTAs out and GTA don't get released on the PC for like years after when it comes out on consoles. And I always get really sour over that because it's not fair on PC gamers. So same with this, because The Last of Us was made by Sony, it came out on PlayStation and it didn't come out on PC until the remaster, which was 2022. So there's like a 10-year gap before they finally released it on PC. But to be honest, I am glad that I waited and didn't go out and get a PlayStation just to play this game, because I really, really wanted to play this game, because it is, everyone's always said how good it really is. So I was tempted to go out and buy an old PS4 or whatever just to play it, but I didn't. I waited, and I'm so glad I did now, because the remaster version is so much better than the original version that I'm glad I never played the original one. I'm glad I waited until the remaster came, because it does it a lot more justice basically. It does the story so much more justice, and the whole ambience of the game is so much more better, and I'm glad I waited. So yeah, I mean, I don't really would just want to waffle on too much more. I'm going to show you, as always, the trailer for it, let you have a quick gander of it. But all of you that have been a member of my channel for a while will probably remember when I originally did it, when I first started playing it last time, because like I say, that was the last game I did before the break. Well, halfway through. So yeah, that's another reason why I just had to put it on the channel, because it didn't feel easy with me taking half a game off and not replacing it with a full game, if you know what I mean. For those that had watched half the game that I played, The Last of Us, which I then took off because I wasn't going to finish it the way I was doing it then, I didn't feel right with that. You know, I wanted to make sure that I did put it back on, because because I just didn't think it was fair, to be honest. So yeah, so here we are now. I'm going to be playing it again, but this time it's going to be not so much a speed run, but sticking to the storyline and not veering off looking for things, because I don't need to now. So we'll just stick to the whole story, because that is the most important bit. All that extra bits where you're going looking for things don't really add anything to the game. It's just like filler to make the game bigger. Do you know what I mean? To make it last a lot longer, so people are getting the money's worth, and so that you go and explore the maps a bit more, you know, and just take it all in. But this game's about story-based games, so I want to stick to the story. So, and that is the best bit about this game, is the story. The story is fantastic, and you'll see what I mean when you watch it. Like I said, it was that good that they made a TV series about it. Do you know what I mean? Like The Walking Dead. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So anyway, I think without further ado, let you watch the trailer, see what you think, and then I'll wrap this up, get it all edited and everything, put it on for you, and then we'll start The Last of Us, which I'm going to be starting tonight. So without further ado, here is the trailer for The Last of Us Part 1.
Now, the girl, is she alive?
What girl? I don't know no girl. She's alive. Where? In the town. In the town.
Here's how this thing's gonna play out. You do what I say, when I say it.
Joel, I can handle myself.
It's called luck, and it is gonna run out.
You hear that? Run! There's too many of them!
You ready to haul ass? Come on. Realize what your life means?
Stop with the bullshit. What are you so afraid of? Go!
So there we go. That was The Last of Us Part 1 trailer. Again, if for all yous out there that are still in two minds whether watching a game would be your thing, you know, because you're not really into computer games or whatever, just trust me when I say, if you're going to give any game a chance to watch it, give this one a chance. You know, I can't tell you how gripping these stories are, some of them, and this, The Last of Us, is known, Google it yourself, is known to one of the best ever stories in a game ever. I'd put it in the top, probably the top 5 best ever storylines in a game. That's how good it is, bearing in mind how many games have actually come out over years. So yeah, there we go anyway. So like I said, after I've done this, I'm gonna wrap this up, get it edited and exported and everything, and then I'm gonna crack on tonight and start playing the game, and then I'll have to edit tomorrow and put it on maybe tomorrow night for you. If not tomorrow night, then Sunday night. So, yeah, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the trailer, and I hope you're going to come and join us for this game. Again, to anyone who watched the original game that I played when I played it on YouTube about 6 months ago, I'm sorry I didn't finish it, and I'm sorry I had to take it down. But you know why now. I've explained it. You know what I mean? I couldn't carry on doing it 3 days per video. I just couldn't carry on doing it that way. I don't have that amount of time. It's not a full-time thing for me, this, you know, it's just a hobby. So, as always, if you would like to support Immersion Gaming and say thank you to the effort that's going on and support me on this journey of making my dream a reality, then as always, I'm not asking for your money or all that. It's completely free to do. It takes a couple of seconds of your time. If you can just click the like button underneath the thumbs up button, that would be a massive help. It just helps with pushing the video out to more people. If you can if you can follow Immersion Gaming Facebook page, that helps, as in building the channel up on Facebook, but it also means I can start live streaming these games again. So you can interact with me as I'm playing it and help me get through certain puzzles that I might get stuck on and things like that. But the biggest thing of all is if you can subscribe to the Immersion Gaming YouTube channel, That is the biggest thing that helps this channel out. That's what's really going to get us growing and enable me to do some of the other ideas that I've got for the channel, bringing a lot more variety to the channel. So yeah, other than that guys, thank you very much for joining me. Again, I hope you're looking forward to this game as much as I'm looking forward to playing it again, because it is a fantastic story. So come and join us, see for yourself, you'll understand why it's one of the best ever stories in a game ever made. So until then, take care of yourselves and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye.